Emma, I have a joke for you. One man went to Mbale to sell his cows. He was advised to leave them in the Lupra and then later come and pick the money. But he came home and those guys didn't send the money. So he went time and again, but he was not paid. So when he came back home, he went, he got a plan, went and picked a lizard, a Monta lizard, big one, put it in a bag, and then went very early in the morning, reaching Mbale. He timed it in the evening. He pushed the lizard through the window when the family of the man was having supper. The lizard scared those people. He decided the house. And the way those guys cried, the children had to cry. People urinated around the house there and all that. That is how the story was.
Then our stories are related. Let me tell you my story also. One day we were in a burial. You know, people were mourning. Then the pastor now started preaching. The pastor, but after preaching, it was time for announcements. Do you know what? No. This woman who had lost their husband, when people were seated listening to the announcements, Elisa came. She was putting on her gomas. Elisa came and entered. No, people were quiet listening to the announcements. And this woman stood and started crying. People help me! Now she ran. What is the problem? So she was shaking her clothes and she removed all the clothes at the funeral.
Since my metamorphic stage of growth to the great giant now, my grandfather, I tell you, was a very holistic man. Where he had 40 women. I tell you, my grandfather, the father to my father, had 40. He behaved as if he was a king. The way I was narrated, because the time I grew up, he had already left. He died. So sorry. I had very many grandbrothers. My father behaved like a king in such a way that even food was prepared by almost all the women.
All the women?
All the women.
And he eats all? And
he selects which one is okay, so that he can eat the best of all.
The best of all.
And he behaved like a king in such a way that he had like his palace at his home. For him, all the women could surround him as in a palace. Yeah. So he can even order to have sex with a woman he is interested. His woman he is interested with it, even in front of the others. He can order to lay for a man, then he chats on the other one. Meanwhile, others sing. That's why I'm saying I have a very vast family. He was just like a king. That man was a king, powerful. That's why I still remember my grandfather.
It was so nice.
Yeah, that's the very nice.
That story of yours is more like mine. My grandfather also used to treat himself just like a white man. He could tell me, I'm the only white man in Karamoja. Black by color, but I'm a white. Because of my actions, the way I do my things, the way I behave. So the guy could call himself is a white man. That
one is also historical to your grandfather. Yeah. It's like mine also.
That's how in Africa.
Collins.
Yes, Mr. Bazali.
Yeah, what's to me to what is that joke about the open defecation you're talking about?
Fantastic! You know, in Karamoja here, open defecation makes our land, it makes very fertile. Fertile. That is why the land is so fertile and it is so good.
You remind me something about it. I know one place in the country here where if you are a visitor, they give you something to eat, they will entertain you properly.
Yeah.
But when they give you something to eat and they don't see you go to the gardens there to defecate,
yes,
they feel so bad because you have gone with something that will make their soil fertile.
You can imagine.
What's up, Robert?
I'm big.
You're cool, eh? Man, something once happened, hello. In where I stayed. You can imagine. Do you know what? I was trying to board on a taxi going to Kangole for my grandmother's graduation. You know she was graduating.
Your mother's graduation?
Yes.
Now you're under the influence of tea, I know.
I'm not tea, man. I know. So, this particular taxi, I entered in actually. I went and stopped it. I entered. And I saw some guys coming. They were like two gentlemen. Very neatly dressed. They were fine and, you know, good looking.
Working class?
Yeah. I could say working class. You know, and you're always moving with working classes. Yeah? So, this gentleman stopped the bus. The taxi. You know what? They called other men, 4 of them. And at my surprise, they were carrying a coffin. A coffin. They wanted to put it into the taxi. Can you imagine?
Of a dead body?
Yes. And so when they brought the coffin, this particular coffin was laid down there. You know what? Everybody was like, scared. They started jumping through the windows. You know.
And get the gesture.
They started jumping out of the window. Now the guy was like, the conductor, the one was getting the money from the taxi. He was like, no, you people don't run. You man, why are you taking the dead body?
Where?
I want to transport it to my home for the burial. They were transporting it, so they wanted to fix it into the what? The passenger seats. But everybody just disappeared and they were like, hey, how can we sit with the dead?
No, where were you by that time?
I was in town, Moroto town.
Hey, you had not yet boarded?
Not yet. Actually, I was just going to board, and since they brought the coffin, could you stay there? Huh? You could not. So the guy was like, okay, you have refused my coffin from entering. Now let me remove the one who's in the coffin. I put him in what? To board. Hey! Can you imagine? And now, these guys actually opened, they picked a hammer, kind of a very hard hammer. They started jacking out the what?
The dead body?
The nails actually. Now they carried the dead body into the taxi. Now even the driver left the driver's seat. He was in the conductor's seat.
Allah.
You get that? So everybody just ran away and they were like scattered. The dead body rose. The dead body rose again. That town.
Okay, there was one family. They're going to have breakfast. The baby comes there. Is like, okay, Daddy, you know, like here in Africa, in Uganda, little kids sit down on the mat, and it's only the father and the mother who sits up in the chair, on the table, on the dining table. So she used to ask Mom, I've always had okay, it's in oh God. I'm feeling ashamed to say it. Okay, he asks the mother, I've always heard about umchila. What is umchila? Of which umchila is penis. Yeah? Yes. Then he asks the mother. Then he asks the mother, I've always heard about amagosi. What is amagosi? The amagosi is what? The testicles. So the mom says, amagosi is this one. The eyes. Then asks the mother, what of the muchila? The mom says the muchila is what? It is this. So by the time they're having breakfast, she wanted, you know, like the kids sit down. So the elders, they were on the table. So she asks, he's like, Daddy, you're the one with the long muchila. Could you please help me? Could you please help me and put for me tea in the cup? So all of them, the 3 people on the table, they busted into laughter. So they all laughed. So when they laughed, the baby, that kid was like, Choka, all of them have laughed, and even the magos is also crying. And never goes, so even like choke all of them, they have laughed, even the testicles are crying. Because
Mzee, yes. You have been unhappy of recent. Should I tell you some joke and maybe you can light up your evening?
Exactly.
This grandfather of ours,
Yes.
he's a man called Shekatabazi.
Yes.
So that man, that grandfather of ours was a very intelligent man and very hardworking. So one morning he woke up and he was moving around the farm. You know, at home we have a habit of, when it's the sunny season,
Yes.
we burn the bushes. So they had burned the bush previously, the previous day.
Yes.
So when he was moving, he found what he considered millet bread. Do you know millet?
Yeah. It's our staple food. It's our staple food at my place.
Yes. So he saw something and he believed it was millet.
Yes.
And then he said, simply because the harvest was so much, now they are throwing away food.
Stop there.
So what he did, stop there. You need to listen to this. So what he did, he picked. What he picked, the food. He really saw the food and he picked. And then because he was hungry, it was not yet, he hadn't had breakfast. So he started eating. So as he was eating, the young boys were coming from taking the cows to graze them. They found him taking. And he said, Ishekatabaz, Mzee, what are you eating? He said, people harvested a lot of food, now they are throwing away food, so I'm taking the food. Then they said, isn't it the human dungs we left behind there? And then he said, it might be. Because the smell is not normal and it is even a bit sour. That's how the old man ate what?
That is great. He says to be direct.
You man,
what's wrong with you?
you don't have things to do. You're just on the gate standing.
Yesterday, man. Of course, yesterday. Over club yesterday, man.
Still tired.
Man, the other girl. Man, the other girl, man. After you left, man, the father came looking for you.
Which guy?
You have yesterday in the club.
You mean that guy has a father?
Oh, man. That glass one kid. I just take care of the family. And for you just came there and just dumped yourself on that girl.
So why is the father looking for?
Do you know how they look for gold?
Why is the father looking for me?
Do you know how they look for gold?
Am I the father?
That's how they were looking for you yesterday. I wish they had go to you, man.
Don't tell me about that.
You would have slept in prison for almost a...
Is that what you want to tell me?
Hey, you came for me, man. Oh, man. Good bad luck.
Remain sleeping.
You know, when after I left there after the club, as I was going back to our home there, man, on my way back, I found the dog running. So near that bush there, near to our gate there, near that bush, man, the cat came by the roadside and knocked the dog. Have you heard, man?
You guys, you're still high.
No.
You go back to bed.
Hey,
and sleep.
Man, I'm serious, man.
You are still high.
I'm serious, man.
You come, I take you back.
Man, I'm serious,
You're still high. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go and you sleep.
This was a really good customer for me. Whenever I could come, I was like, wow, this man is here today. But what made one day, he opened the topic with the fellow customers, and the only topic whenever I could come, it was like, stupid Africans, stupid black shoes. Do you know, without whites, we couldn't be like this. We could be moving naked. We couldn't even have shoes. We couldn't, we couldn't be taking these beers right now. Like, whenever I could come, that was his real topic. Like, he couldn't really bring up anything like new today. So here comes some of the friends started calling him. They nicknamed him Calm Down, Mr. Calm Down. So most of the times when he used not to be around or is coming in late, the fellow group could ask Maggie, where's Mr. Calm Down? So one day he came, he found when people are gossiping on him, calm down, calm down, calm down. So he got to know, he called me, Maggie, come. Whom are they calling calm down? Is it me? I laughed. Then was like, let me hope this are not taking it for real, because these are jokes, eh? I just joke sometimes, I'm not meaning it. But really the fact is, we Africans are fools. So they're like, but you, why do you keep on saying so? Because even the people who are using you right now are Africans. Even where you're stepping right now is an African land, and even the bar is for Africans. So you keep on praising whites all the time and you call yourself a fool? That means you're a fool too. So suddenly that man disappeared. Whenever he used to come, he could come a bit late, like when the rest have disappeared. Then he remained taking the beer alone and taking argument with the rest of the ones who couldn't really handle him. So one day I think he felt offended and he felt small. He couldn't really feel himself like I'm here with my friends. He decided to disappear, and that's how I missed my customer.
Did I tell you what happened to Nate?
About Nate?
Yeah.
No, I've never. You've never.
Last holidays, I wanted her to go to the village for some holidays, and because I had bought her a new phone.
Yes.
So I thought communication would be so easy. But when she got there, I don't know whether it's literacy or what. Because she's asking to leave. She wants to go back to the parents' place.
Why?
You know why? Because she called my phone. My phone was not available. So I think, being that she's not educated, she doesn't know English. When she had the other telling her that the phone you called is not reachable, at this time, try again later, he thought it's my side chick. She started yapping. You are just in Kampala. You're just there with women. I call them and they speak to me English because I didn't go to school. Now she is leaving. She wants to go to the parents' place.
What are you going to do now?
I just need to marry someone who knows. How can you call? A computer tells you the phone number you've called is not available, and then you think that my side chick is the one responding to you in English. The words you don't understand.
That girl loves you so much, that's why.
Like I was telling you, when you go to some regions of this country, especially here in Uganda, you should be very careful.
Because of what?
It happened to me. One time we had gone to Kotido. So there is a petrol station. I was driving. So I was looking for where to park to go in the restaurant to eat food. So a man came, an askari, and he asked me, "You want to fuck here?" It sounded so awkward.
To fuck there?
To fuck there, plus action. Do you want to fuck here? He said it thrice. We all kept quiet, plus my passengers.
And what happened?
I said, "I beg your pardon." He said, "You want to fuck here?" Until one person told me his meaning, "You want to park here." And he was insisting, "You want to fuck here?"
That was the English problem, man.
How does it happen that side?
I don't know.
But when you come to Karamoja, there are many things you find that are somehow different. So I was again looking for internet, it's called the internet cafe. So I went to shops one by one asking them, "Can I find some internet cafe here?" Four people were telling me, "No, you can only find the cafe here where there are restaurants." Meaning to them, internet cafe, they interpreted it as a cafe where someone can go 40. That's all in Karamoja. Cafe 40. Not knowing we have internet cafes. Oh, that is where?
In Karamoja.
In Karamoja. So my friend, next time you come here, you should be very vigilant.
Okay, let's go.